scallops, bacon, and peppers. Whoa.
Hi guys, tonight I'm going to do a tasty and decadent pasta, but it really isn't bad for your waistline or your pocketbook. And with the new guidelines with saturated fat, I think we're right in there. So tonight we're going to start off with, we're making a linguine, and we're going to use 12 ounces of linguine, and we're going to use the bits and pieces. This is HEB dry cured bacon, and we're going to use the ends and bits. So this is so cheap. It's less than $5. You get 3 pounds in it. So we're going to use that. We're also going to use these little Ocean Jewel sea scallops, and I've defrosted them and pretty much drained them. This little pack is less than $10. You get 12 ounces of scallops, and that's all we're going to need for this recipe. So let me go through what we're going to use here. I have my bacon chopped up, and it's in a heavy-duty pan. I've got 1 red bell pepper. I've got a little bit over a half cup of red onion chopped up. I've got about 1.5 tablespoons of garlic. I've got about 3/4 cups of walnuts, and I've got round pond olive oil, which I love. I've got sea salt, and I am using crushed red pepper. So I'm going to start off by trying to cook this bacon down a little bit. I'm going to turn the video off because it's going to take a while for me to do this, at least 3 or 4 minutes to get it to that point. And then I'm going to take it out of this pan and then add olive oil and the vegetables, but I'll be back to show you that. So we're going to stop it right here. So we're back, and it's been about 4.5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start taking this bacon out. What I want to do is cook it enough to render some of the fat, to get a little bit of color on it, to make sure I don't have a lot of real fatty pieces. Now there's a couple in there, so, but it has some more cooking to do. So let's get this out of here. And of course the house smells like bacon. You know, I love bacon. I can't help it, I love it. So we've got most of the little bits and pieces out of here. And see, it's really not that much after you cook it down. The next thing I'm gonna do here is add olive oil. Now the olive oil and the bacon fat will be your sauce for this. So I'm gonna add about 1/4 cup of olive oil, and then I'm going to put the onions in. I'm not gonna put the garlic in yet, because you know why. Here go the onions. Now this is gonna take a little bit of time because I want these onions to soften up. And I'm gonna turn the fire down a bit. Because I had it roaring there for a second. So we're going to cook these onions. And we want to get them down to where they're kind of translucent. We don't want to rush it though. We don't want to burn these onions. So let me turn this down even a little bit more, because that olive oil and that bacon grease was pretty hot. And like I said, I have 1 full red bell pepper. Now you can change it up. You can use a green. I like the taste of red. It's a little sweeter than the green. It doesn't have that green bell pepper taste. And I know some of y'all know it. You understand it. There we go. Oh, this smells good. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get the linguine ready. So I said we're going to use 12 ounces. Now, some linguines are 12 ounces, but this one is 16 ounces. So I'll have a few ounces left. I like to break my linguine, and you're gonna see me do that. My pasta water here is boiling. You can do it several ways. Alton Brown does his from just cold water, basically. I boiled mine today, no problem. I'm gonna add a little sea salt to it though. All right, it looks like my onions are just about ready. In fact, some of them are starting to curl up. All right, we're gonna go ahead at this point in time and add in the red bell pepper. Oh, nice. This is also pretty colorful. And we're gonna let that cook. And we're gonna stop it here because I'm gonna let this cook. I'll be back. We're back, and the pepper is in there, and it's been going for about a minute, minute and a half. We're gonna go ahead and add some crushed red pepper. If you would like to add some black pepper, you can. It's up to you. I've got about a half a teaspoon of that crushed red pepper. I love crushed red pepper. Every pepper that you use, white pepper, black pepper, crushed red pepper, like jalapeno pepper, all of these, they have different tastes. So you can feel them in different spots in your mouth. Excellent. So today's crushed red pepper. So we'll get that integrated in there. We're gonna add the garlic now. Remember how I tell you, never add the garlic too soon. You don't wanna do that. We're gonna add the garlic. So at this point in time, so it will not burn. You do not want burned garlic. Burned garlic is bitter. Remember how I told you this was relatively economical because we use those bits and pieces of the bacon, and that just made it a lot better on the pocketbook, basically. Now you can go ahead and buy the nice thick bacon if you'd like to do that. That's fine. Whatever you'd like to do. So we've got this going. I'm going to go ahead and add some salt. Remember, your bacon can be salty, so you want to be careful. You don't want to have too much salt. But we're not going to use cheese on this. You know, lots of times I'll use cheese on my pasta. This one doesn't have cheese. All right. Stir that in a couple more minutes. My pasta, my linguine is already done. It's sitting on the side. It's hot. It's ready to go. I'm going to add my scallops in. We don't want to overcook the scallops because we don't want them to be too rubbery. So we're going to put them right here in this sauce. And my house smells so good. It smells like onions and garlic, which it always does. Right, Mark? Mark's shaking his head. He's over there pouring a glass of wine for us. I'm going to stir these. Wow. That aroma coming off this pasta is just amazing. Lovely. Okay, here go the walnuts. Now, they're broken, they're pieces. I don't like whole walnuts in it, but I do have some big chunks, so that's gonna go in too right now. Stir that all up. And you can see the color. I used red onion, and of course, here's the red bell pepper. Now, if you use the green, of course, or you could put green and red. You can get really crazy if you'd like. The scallops are almost cooked. Seafood cooks very, very quickly. And these little bay scallops, you can see, they're not very big. It's the perfect size. You don't want to use those big, beautiful scallops for this. Bay scallops are they're very reasonable. And like I said, you can get them for under $10. Watch for sales. I always do. Now, here's the part where you add the bacon back in. And you get that all stirred up. All right, here comes the fun part because we're going to add that pasta. I'm going to move this over here and get it out of the way. And the smell is just amazing. I'm getting the pasta right now. And Mark's got the pasta bowls out. And the pasta's going in. There we go. And we're going to get something else to toss this. This is really a perfect weeknight meal because you can get this done in 30 minutes. Oh yeah. Beautiful. It's all in that pasta. And like I said, your sauce is the bacon fat and also the olive oil. Okay, let's plate one of these up. See if we can do this where it looks good. I don't know. As long as it tastes good, that's the most important part. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Good. Let's get some of that good stuff. on there. I know, you guys eat it. It smells delicious, and it is delicious. I'm gonna bring it over so you can see it. You can garnish it with some parsley, or you can sprinkle some parsley on top, or you can even mix some parsley in. But anyway, that is it. Enjoy.